Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. My name is Olakunle Kasumo, and it's great to be on this show where we discuss books. And talking about books, here is one with me. I just love this. Oh, I love it. The Agency. Years ago, I stumbled on a book written by the legendary Lee Child. Lee Child is one of the world's most famous thriller writers. I never knew him until that day that I stumbled. I think it was at some bookshop, some airport somewhere. I can't remember the details. But I saw the novel. I thought of trying out a new author, and I picked it up and absolutely loved it. But one of the reasons why I loved it because I love reading thrillers, and he turned out to be one of the best thriller writers I'd ever read, and he is still one of the greatest thriller writers of all time, Lee Child. So I'm a big fan of Lee Child. His central character is a guy called Jack Reacher. You probably have seen the Jack Reacher series. If you've not seen the Jack Reacher series, you want to check it out. So I'm a big thriller fan. That's where I'm going. Big thriller fan. So when I stumbled on this book, The Agency, and I read the teaser in front here, I said, this is a book I have to read because, listen, a former Navy SEAL recently released from prison is granted a fresh start as he moves to his father's homeland, Nigeria. Here, he seizes a unique opportunity to showcase his innate talents at a prestigious A-list creative agency. However, his meteoric rise in the industry faces an unexpected jeopardy when he prioritizes professionalism over love and power. Eniola Ositelu, that's the author of this book, intriguing novel. Eniola joins us on Channel's Book Club to explore his very first novel titled The Agency. Let's meet with him and enjoy our conversation exploring The Agency.
Eniola Ositelu is a marketing professional, a storyteller, and an author. Ositelu is an alumnus of the University of Lagos, Nigeria, and the University of Surrey, England. His debut book, The Agency, is a fictional thriller that reflects his dedication to crafting stories. Eniola Ositelu is our author of the week. Eniola, nice to have you on Channel's Book Club.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
I like that. Cool.
Thank you. I try to be as African as I can.
As possible. Yeah, I think that's a nice way to go these days.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah.
And look, when I first saw your book, The Agency, I thought about, is this book about agencies? Marketing agencies, PR agencies, I saw the book version. What does that mean? Then when I read the about the book in front, wow. So first of all, I like the creativity.
Thank you.
Yeah, learning about the book right from the start, because when you flip to the back, you don't find the typical about the book lines there. You find meet the author, but then the prelude to the book is right there in front. Yeah. Creative.
Yeah.
Was that your idea?
Yes. It was all mine. It's all intentional. The graphic, all of it it's all me.
Wow. Wow. And then the book version. I later discovered that you were planning to do a movie.
Yes.
That's in your. I found that out in your acknowledgements.
Yes. That's evidence that you read the book.
Yeah. I do read the books. People wonder. And I'll tell you something that I really pay a lot of attention to acknowledgements.
Okay.
Acknowledgements mean a lot to me. When I pick up a book, I almost always go to the acknowledgements page first.
Interesting.
So I couldn't find the acknowledgement in front. I went to the back and found it there. I said, okay. So there I learned a few things about your book from there. You refused to mention anybody's name, but you told them they all know themselves.
Yeah, I don't want to get into trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so interesting. Well done. So
Thank you.
We'll dive in very soon.
Okay.
But a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
You've been into marketing communication for a while.
Yeah.
What has that been like?
One word, interesting. I started out as a marketing executive, and in less than 2 years, I just found myself, in the arena of marketing consulting. It was not my intention. My boss just felt, you know what, you are ready. I'm like, ready? No. Let me still, say, no, you are good enough to consult, And that's how I found myself, consulting, and that's what I've been doing, since then. Our clients are shopping centers, retail brands, and that's what we've actually been doing. Yeah.
In the last decade or so.
Yes.
Nice. So it explains your plots in this book. Your plots in this book. Well, we'll get to that very soon. Viewers will get to know what's the plot. But before then, so marketing consulting. What led to writing this?
Okay.
Marketing consultant turned author.
I like that because that's what it is. What led to that? One day I just asked myself, something comes natural to you. Don't you think God gave you this gift for a reason? I started asking myself those kind of questions, and I had this unrest, and then I just had this idea. I'm fascinated about the Navy SEAL, the Navy SEALs. The naval part of the armed forces, because there was just something about their discipline, the way they go about their duty. So I was just really fascinated about them, and I was like, okay, you know what? Can you write something that transcends Lagos, New York, about, some guy, and then, weave it around experience, explore your imagination. And long story short, I came up with this book. It wasn't meant to be a book, but I mean, you haven't asked me about that, so we'll get to that.
So that'd be easier to ask you that immediately, because we'll not be able to come back to it.
Yeah.
You wanted it initially to be a film, right?
Yes.
You wanted a movie.
Yes. That was the plan. But then again, my manuscript had gone far, and it was around the time when the big players in the streaming industry, the international ones, were leaving Nigeria.
Netflix and Go.
Yeah.
Prime.
Prime. Yes, I didn't want to mention their name because I didn't know if that was allowed. So it was around the time they were leaving, and my script had traveled far, and I thought to myself, hang on. Remember the guy, the Game of Thrones guy, George R.R. Martins? And I thought the only way that man was able to protect his work was he put it down in writing, So I said, you know what, this is going to be tough, but you have to, write this book. So I had to, adapt it into a book, just to save my intellectual property, because I didn't know how far the manuscript had gone. So writing a book was the safest way to protect my IP. It wasn't easy, but, I couldn't have put in so much work and then just lose it, sitting down with friends and just watching something that is similar to, what I, created. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I like your story. Now, let's see. The plot of this book is fascinating. Let's dive into it for viewers who are curious. What is this book even about? What's it about? So, give us a general, or you want me to have a go at it?
Yeah,
and
sure.
You can.
I'll add my bit.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. So, ex-Navy SEAL guy in America. Your book starts like that.
Yes.
Ex-Navy SEAL guy in America who just came out of prison.
Yes.
Decides to come to Nigeria because he has a background. I think mother, or was it father Nigerian? Father Nigerian, mother Portuguese.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So he comes to Nigeria, meets his grandmother, who is 91 years old, but is still alive.
Yes, agile. Yes.
Juliana.
Yes, Juliana.
Yeah, so this guy's name is Dale.
Yeah, as they say, his name is Bamidele, but the Americans call him Dale.
Dale. I was saying Dale. Okay. So he comes to Nigeria. Now, beyond his Navy SEAL experience, he's a very gifted, creative guy.
Yes.
So he comes to Nigeria, he's looking for a job, and then enter the agencies.
Yes.
Two, particularly, come to your story immediately. There is the agency led by the formidable MD.
Yes.
Who has a number of characters in our team.
Yes.
There's Nancy. There's Patrick. There is etc.
Yes.
And then she's got a rival. James, who runs an agency called Maverick.
Yes.
Her own agency is called Blue Agency.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Should I stop?
Yes.
Because I love the book. I could go on and on. Yeah. So I mean, this story about how Dale, sorry, how Dale eventually got to Blue Agency is fascinating because Dale is 50 years old.
Yeah.
He's at an age where ordinarily he shouldn't stand any chance, but he gets a job at Blue Agency.
Yeah.
Partly thanks to the job he did for the politician.
Yes. Which he reluctantly campaign. Yes.
Which and so on.
Yes. Yes.
I should stop, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, well, you've done an amazing job, you know.
So do you want to just like add to that? Just summarize it for viewers.
So the summary is this: Dale is, next Navy SEAL, like you mentioned, who, after an unfortunate case of manslaughter, decided, I need to explore, opportunities elsewhere.
In a different environment.
And he had a dual citizenship. He's American, he's Nigerian. Said, look, let me go back home. My grandmom is still home, alive. Let me just explore. And then he goes back, gets a job at a financial institution, like a microfinance bank, really. His grandmother wasn't, impressed. She needed him to, explore his innate abilities.
Talent.
Yes, and he applied for one of the, A-list agencies, and under very, 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 lucky circumstances, he was able to get the job. And the moment he gets the job, his career, hit the roof, but, that was where it all started. And then there's, professionalism, there's love, and then, there's power, he finds himself, around those three core areas, and he's asking himself, okay, is this going to derail me? Is this going to help me, attain, the high-flying career, that I have been able to manage? So that's essentially what the book is about. It takes you through, the things that happen, in A-grade, A-list creative agencies, the politics,
the intrigues,
the plots, politicking. The list goes on.
I want you to talk about the way you understand human nature and how, it has come through in this novel, because I see a lot of that in you. I see the way you described those characters, and human beings are complex, deep,
very dynamic,
at times very dark.
Yeah. Yes.
Very dark.
Yes.
I like the way you dealt with, and then I saw a lot of sub themes.
Yes.
Feminism, I mean, look at the MD of your agency.
Yes.
That woman.
Liz Benson.
Liz Benson.
Yes.
You know, she's rich. She's successful.
Yes.
She's single.
Yes.
And her friend, Madonna.
Yeah.
Who is more ruthless than she is, in my opinion, and has baby boys, baby mama, baby boys, you know, and all
Toys.
that. Yeah, I would like you to describe the way you understand human nature, maybe what your experiences have been, and how that has come through in your novel.
So, human nature is very dynamic, highly unpredictable, and very, 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 very diverse as well. And you see that in the book, where you have through the dialogue, you have people that just want to do a good job. They're content, just getting the job done. But for some people, it's much more than that. It's about influence. About power play.
Ambition.
Yes, ambition. Some people think 10 steps ahead, and then you are just there, just trying to do your thing. But, in that same space, some people are thinking, 101 things. So it just speaks more to, how complex the human nature is. Yeah. Some people don't want any trouble. Some people just want
Some people are just trouble.
Yes, they're just trouble. They just want to be the one pulling the strings,
the one control.
Yes, and they must have it now, So it's opposite.
Did you experience that when you were working?
It's my experience at the agency.
What was that your experience?
So, yes, but not as. I mean, there was only one instance in this book where I experienced it personally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You want me to go into it?
So no. But
a lot of it.
So a lot of it was creative.
Yes, imaginative thinking. A lot of it.
Did it come out of watching a lot of movies?
Movies.
Because you said you liked Navy SEAL.
Oh yes. Navy
SEAL movies.
Yes. All those military movies, as far back as Rambo. although Rambo is quite ridiculous, having one man killing an entire,
one man Navy SEAL and Commando SEAL and everything.
Yeah, to the newer ones, the top ones are escaping my mind right now, but. Even in the where you have the Game of Thrones, the Troys and all of that, they're still very, very similar. It's all still strategy. So a lot from movies, a lot from also talking to colleagues. I listen and observe a lot. And that's where I was able to build that much.
No, we've said enough. I think we've said more than enough about the plots because. You're right. If you enjoy thrillers, you will really like this book. Now, there are not many thrillers written by Nigerians. That is my observation. Not many books.
Yeah, right.
Thriller stories written by Nigerians. Oh, okay. Because my question was, do you share that view?
Yes, I do.
An observation you've made?
Yes, I do.
Did it influence you writing something?
Oh, yes. That's what influenced this project. I wanted to, the literary fiction community is what I would refer to as a red ocean. Yeah.
Red ocean. Yeah. There are a lot of sharks there.
Yeah, So you needed, as in, if you are going into it, you need to do something different. And I said, look, I have to come up with something different. And that's why I was very, very descriptive. I had someone yesterday that read the book tell me that, when Dale stepped out of prison and he went to the supermarket, I felt like I was with him. I felt like I accompanied him. And I said, look, that was intentional. I want to, come up with a product that is different because it is a saturated market, So I needed to create that, niche for myself. And that's coming up with this thriller.
Okay. Have you read any Nigerian thriller you enjoy?
I've read a few. But You know, some old ones, they're not really thrillers, they're drama more like. But thriller.
Not the kind of thriller.
No, not the kind of one. I haven't read anything similar to what I have written. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I may be wrong, but I haven't, come across, such.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll point you in a direction or two.
Okay.
Nigerian thrillers. I think you might enjoy.
Oh, fantastic.
You might find your comrades.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
not many,
yes.
Not many though. Not many.
I'd like to connect with them, in fact.
Yeah, I will. Okay, so yeah. So, are you writing another one? Is there a sequel to this?
Absolutely. But it's not going to be my next project, but there will be a sequel.
Which will be your next project?
It's 85% complete. I can't say much about it because, as I speak, I've not done the copyright and all of that. So,
is this a thriller too?
Yes.
but not the same protagonist.
Nah,
so it's not
completely different.
Completely different.
Completely
So is that a space you are looking at occupying?
Yes. Without a doubt.
Thriller.
Yes.
Novels.
Yes.
Interesting. Really interesting. Okay, so what do you read? I mean, it's easy to assume you also read thriller novels. Or what do you read?
So I read. I've started reading a lot of Nigerian authors. I made mention of. I'm currently reading a book by my friend. It's called A Place Called Maybe, by Demola. Makinde. I'm reading like two more. But if you are looking for what influences me, it's more of me just being a very observant person, because I want to tell African stories, and then fuse it with, a bit of, international scenes so that it's relatable, to our people in the diaspora. So I do read a lot, but at this stage where I'm at, I do more of fiction now than self-help. I used to do a lot of self-help, but now it's the other way around. More fiction and a bit. I'm very, very, very particular about the self-help, because a lot of self-help has been a lot of garbage. But I'm very, very selective about the self-help. A lot of it is repetition and stuff. Yeah.
All right, Eniola, thank you so much for sharing your book, The Agency, with us, your novel, The Agency, with us.
Thank you.
Good read.
Thank you.
I wish you all the best as you work on your next project.
Thank you very much.
Let's know when that is ready.
I will reach out.
Yeah. I hope this is easy to get for viewers. I'm sure they are curious.
Oh, yes.
Bookshops, online stores?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Can I list them? Yeah, but the
bookshops generally.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be happy we'll be happy to share those details.
Oh, absolutely.
On our social media.
Yeah.
With viewers who are keen.
Yeah, absolutely.
But well done, congratulations, and thanks for joining us on Channels Book Club.
It was a pleasure.
Hope to have you here again.
Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed thriller novels. If you don't, try them out. But if you don't like thriller novels at all, send us your thoughts. I mean, what you prefer. Tell us what you prefer reading. Drama, romance, religion, whatever it is you like to read, send to us. But I'll say one thing. If you are somebody who almost entirely reads non-fiction books, once in a while, get out of that comfort zone and read a novel. It will do wonders to your mind. And it's always good to try something new. If you drive along this path every day, one day just go another route and to where you're going. It's good. It's good. If you're always used to doing something, do something else. It really helps you, grow creatively and enjoy yourself. It's a good thing to try once in a while. And for those who always read novels, read something else once in a while. It always helps. Well, this is where we have to end the show today. As always, we'll be delighted to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olakunle Kasumu. Remember, one great book can change your life Bye-bye.